Hello designers. I want to show you how to actually crop out something in your photograph to put in InDesign so that you have a clear background and then you can just layer things on front or behind it with no problems. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your image is in CMYK. So go to Mode and change the color to CMYK. That's the first thing you want to do. And then you can select your image out any way you want using the pen tool, which gives you nice curves, or you can try it with the, let's see, where is it? The magic wand. Oh, there it is. Quick selection tool and magic wand, or you can use your lasso tool, any of those there, whatever you sort of want to do. I'm going to go with the pen tool now because I want to show you a few things with the pen tool that you also use in Illustrator if you're familiar with that. If not, you can work with the pen tool in Photoshop as well. So the way to use a pen tool to trace, and what you want to do is trace your outline. Okay, we're going to start here. You click on it, and this is just your regular pen tool. You see this very first one here. There are different things you can do with the pen tool, but we're going to start with the normal one. Okay, so you have your selection there, and you click sort of at the top of your shape, and you click and drag. So you click, hold, and drag. You see what's happening? I can change the shape of that with these are what's called handles. Now this seems quite laborious, and it is a little bit, but you get a really nice smooth selection. Okay, and then you let go, and you click the Alt button on your keyboard, and you see how that changes to a convert anchor point, that little arrow. And I'm going to take that, bring the end, the forward end of the handle to the point where I selected it, okay? And then I let go, and I've got my pen tool again. So I take that, I'm not holding on to the mouse or the keyboard or anything, and I go to the end of that curve, which will be about here. Click and hold and drag out so you can make your curve right there. Okay, again, with the Alt button, I converted my pen to an anchor, convert anchor point, click to the beginning, and then I go to the end of this curve, about halfway. You may want to zoom in when you're doing this so that you can really see the edges. So click and hold there, and what you want to do is try to get the point sort of between the white, as you can see where I have it, and the black. Not right on the white, I don't know if I've quite done that. And you're sort of selecting an area between the background and the white part of the flower. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. This might get a little boring for you, I'll just do a couple more times, maybe to the edge of this curve. If you go too far, you can't quite get the right curve. Okay, click Alt, bring it in, and I'm always on my forward point. Okay, around the edge of this part, there's the edge of that curve. Something like that. Okay, Alt, bring it in, and I'm just going to leave it there for that. I'm just going to do the rest by clicking, and that'll give you a straight line. So click, 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 and you can see this isn't a very good tracing, but I'm not worried about that right now. I just want to show you how to take this and put it in InDesign. Now you close your path here. What I've done is I've made a path, okay, and I've closed it. You can see that line right there. I've drawn a path, I've closed it around my flower, okay? And then you want to make sure that you've got this path menu open. Now, if it's not open for some reason, then you always just have to go to Window and go down to Paths. You see it's checked right now because it's open. Go down to Paths and open it up, okay? What we've got right here is our work path. Okay, that's what I've just traced. You can see it in white. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Double click. There we go. I'm just going to double click and name it. If you get a lot of paths or a lot of things in your Photoshop document, it's nice to identify what that path is. That's the flower path, okay, or that's the foreground path. Okay, so say OK. Now it's named. Okay, once that's named, you have your new path. Click over here on this tiny little arrow menu. Click and hold. And then down there you want to make a clipping path. Okay, so select clipping path. Right, and it'll give you the flatness, and I think this is the between the flower and the background. I think it's kind of like refining edge, which I didn't do. I didn't refine the edge or anything. But you can try that here. The printer has told us that 1 is probably the number you usually put in there. So I'm just going to put 1, say OK. And you see it becomes sort of bold and outlined. It means I made a clipping path from that. Okay, so once that's done, you just save it as a JPEG. You've saved your path, there it is. Go up to File, Save As, Flower Clipping. I'm just going to put clipping so I know which one this is. Flower clip is good enough. And I'm going to save this one to my desktop. Save. Okay, 12, baseline, okay. Now I've saved that path and that sort of cutout as a JPEG. Okay, and then what I want to do is open my InDesign document, whichever one I'm working on. You can see I just have a few here. And I want to place that file. So File, Place, and go and find your flower clip, which is right there. Double click, and there it is. Okay, and you can see there's our clipping. And the nice thing about this is, as you can see, the background behind our flower is see-through, and that's what we're going for. Previously, we could only figure out how to do that as a Photoshop document, and the printer couldn't use that. So now we know how to make that a JPEG. And you keep going, you can copy that, you can do whatever you want to it. You may want to refine the edge before you actually sort of make the path, and that makes it a bit smoother. And that's what I did with this one. You can look at this one is a little bit smoother. I just made it see-through, so let's make that. Oh, it was already see-through, I guess. Okay, but anyway, you've got a little bit smoother selection on that one. And with this one, this little flower here, I actually selected that one with the selection tool, the background selection tool, and then I made it a clipping path. So that's slightly different. Okay, that's about it.